Kate, I'm going to let you call the hard start time, but I like to start pretty close to on time for the people that are here, but I know you're expecting a few more.
No, I'll just start with a welcome. I want to say hi to everybody. I'm Kate Keener, the project facilitator for math. And if I'm your iReady uh, facilitator, then I've seen you a lot this year. But if I'm not your iReady person, I just want to say welcome and thanks for being here. I know it's a crazy times, but this is going to be a great little refresher. Either if you don't know what boxcar and one-eye jacks are, um, this is going to be great because I don't know if you saw that all of our activities are already aligned to every math chapter that we already teach. So thank goodness Sally Miller did that before we arrived. So whatever chapter you're in, these games are already linked. And so this is going to give you that understanding and refresher if you're returning. But if you've never played before, this is going to be great. And you can just pick a game anytime. Again, I'm Kate Keener. If you need to message me in the chat, that's fine. We're recording, and so it's available to other people who can't make it. And make sure you fill out the attendance to get paid, and you do need your district ID for that. And we're just so excited to have Jane here, all the way from Canada, right?
Yes, we still have snow, and I miss you guys so much, especially 2 weeks ago when it was 40 below. And John and I are still moaning that all of our US warm work is not going to happen, at least still for another, we figure, 9 months. We have a slower rollout of vaccine, and our borders shut and still quarantining. So I truly do miss, that was one of my all time favorite destinations for works. So welcome. Let's practice the chat line real quick. I'll watch it for 30 seconds. I'd like to know what grade you teach, please. So it is scheduled as a K2, which is great, and I'm seeing the whole range there. I decided to start with place value because it's so foundational. You need it for the operational fluency piece. So traditionally, what we've been doing in our workshops is offering the place value piece first, getting it solid, and then following up with operational fluency. So I hope that you will try and attend tomorrow. And I see you guys are very Zoom savvy. You're all got your videos on. I'll be asking for participants and volunteers throughout, and I hope that I'll see most of you playing with the materials. I will ask Kate to give me a 10-minute warning. I'll show you some support on our website, our COVID newsletter supports, and where you can find additional help to help you get through the rest of the year. A quick start by looking at your handout. There's my direct email. If you have any questions, that's how to get a hold of me. At the end, I'll walk you through some key components on our website and on our YouTube education channel. We have well over 150 videos now. And Kate, I just completed a project for Texas, and I can probably send you the links. What we've done, I don't speak Spanish, but they're doing a lot of work with their Spanish parents. And the stuff isn't translated, but we taught the games with visual symbols and really simple rules. And so if you want, those are on our YouTube channel as well. So that might be a really nice thing for your guys to access later on. So what's in your handout? I'm going to start off and I will show you some of my favorite place value teaching tips. But I have summarized it in your handout in case you forget. I've also placed in there concept skills checklist because one of the great things about kids playing games is they will show you their gifts and their gaps. What do they know? Where are the gaps happening? And they naturally reveal them as they play and interact. So I've put in a basic one for K1, tens and ones, and then some basic concepts to look at to the hundreds. The intent of these is that the name goes down there, and as kids watch, you check off what you observe. And I can do this virtually by going into a breakout room and watching kids play, go into a breakout room and play against a pair of kids. And when they come back to school, when that happens, and they're playing socially distanced. You can hover around them and watch them play. These have been great for that informal anecdotal assessment piece. As well, you will see today lots of student work because I'm going to gather work as they play as well. All right, so that's a quick overview. The rest of the packet is our games, and there is a coupon at the back which we'll look at later. So what is it that you need in case you have literally none of our boxcar stuff? Old decks of cards. And I never play with full decks. And for place value, we do not use the 10s, the jacks, the queens. We're going to use only 0 to 9. And those are great for building any size of number from the millions to the hundreds. And if you have regular decks of cards, the 0 would be your joker. And you're going to put a big 0 on him. You absolutely need 0 on place value activities. It's so essential. It does hold a value when it's sitting in a value. Many of you have our dice trays. If you don't have our dice trays, that doesn't matter. I've asked you to bring 6 regular dice. When I have this, I have 600s, 3 10s, and 3 1s, 600s, 2 10s, 1 1, 621, and I can continue to roll place value just with this set. But many of you, because of my work with Sally, have these in your school. So if you do and you've never used them, I hope to show you that tonight. You need some kind of number lines for students, especially our primary. It is not enough to have kids just play games. I want them to develop number sense, and you'll see me working with this number line throughout the night. Okay, so where does place value start? Well, all place value starts with 10. And so I'm going to use red solo cups. All right, these are a dollar store. They're 30 for $1. And they make beautiful 10 frames. They're easy for kids to count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I do odd and even with them. I do 10 frame with them. And I do all my place value work with them. There it is right there. It's beautiful. Now when I work with these cups, I have kids count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10s. And anytime we have a 10, we need to capture it. And so I take a 10 fluid ounce cup with a black Sharpie, and now I've organized and composed 1 10, 10 ones. This is foundational to all place value. I can take 10 of these and put a Home Depot bucket on it, and then I've got 100. Let's take that apart again. Tomorrow we're going to be working on Make 10 strategy for addition and subtraction. But again, anytime I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, it needs to be captured. So here's our first activity, and it's going to be our first prize. I'm going to put you on gallery view. This is one thing I've been doing a lot with my virtual teaching of both teachers and students. I've got a whole pile of red solo cups right there. And I'm going to let you look at them for about 20 seconds. There they are. And I need you to estimate how many they are. I want you to put that into the chat line. How many red solo cups do you think there are? So when I teach virtually, this is one of the first things I do with the kids in the morning. I put up that screen and say, make your estimate. And then throughout the day, I'm going to start counting them and letting you re-estimate. So I've prepared my 10s and 1s counting sheet. And it could be first thing in the morning, and I see a range of 65, 124. So I like to look at the range of numbers. The highest estimate right now is 124, and I think my lowest, there's 60, and so on. So here's what I do. I have to go to the floor to do this, but here's my counting chart. And I have a whole pile of these because I'm going to start collecting 10s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And you guys know, I'm going to teach directly. Anytime we have 10 ones, we've got to collect it and put it on the 10 side. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now I have 20. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I have 30. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I have 40. All right, there you go. I've got four 10s, 40, and all that mess. Do you want to change your prediction grade K1 and 2? On the chat line, do you want to make your estimate more accurate? So half an hour later, an hour later into my virtual teaching or my in-person, I will stack some 10s and 1s. And what I'm showing them there, you guys, is how our number system works. We always have to collect 10. 10 1s make a 10, 10 10s make 1,000. All right, let's finish this off and see who's closest for our estimation prize. Here we go. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's a beautiful just practice for my little guys too. Pattern counting. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Right now I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I actually had an even amount. 80. Who is closest? Rebecca, 77. Did anybody get 80 right on the dot? There's 84. 80, Sylvia.
Yay!
Sylvia, you're going to get a prize.
Good, thank you.
Yeah, I'll send it to Kate and she'll send it to your school. Did anybody? 78 was so close. Matthew, you picked my favorite hockey player, Wayne Gretzky, number 99. Anybody else with an 80 there? Nope, that was a 60. So you guys, that is one of my favorite things just to get kids' brains understanding how place value works. These red Solo cups are dirt cheap. I'd want the kids to have a pack of 30 at least, and I'm going to use them a lot in the operational fluency. But that's one of their favorite things to do is just look at my mess of cups and figure out how many there are. For those of you in TK and K, just that rhythmical counting by 2s, you can also do it by 1s, is a beautiful practice for them. All right, let's start looking a little bit more deeply at place value. Sylvia, I've written your name down.
Okay, thank you.
The games have to support manipulatives. And that's the cheapest, clearest manipulative that I know of to get across how our number system works. When kids play place value games, they need to sit side by side. Otherwise, one child will see the numbers upside down. That's really critical, and it's something that's often overlooked in our instruction. When life gets back to a bit more normal, there's 2 kids playing on a number line. Now they'll have to be further apart, but they're facing the number line as they play with cards and or dice. I want the children to almost always have a number line in front of them because I'm going to be developing some number sense that will help them with rounding later on. We're playing a place value game here. My number is 21. It's between benchmarks 20 and 30, and it's closest to benchmark 20. You can see their little tiny little hands with their nail polish doing this as they play. And that's going to be very important. Number lines and looking at where those numbers fall. Now in your handout, I've shown you that one level up. So there we are working on a number line together. But eventually I've got to get up to my numbers to 1,000. So for my grade 2 3s, I'm stuck in a little weenie office, so I can't show this as well as I would like. But here's my number line that goes to 1,000. So I've taped 10 number lines together. And it goes 0 to 1,000. So there's 900. And there is 800. And if I kept on rolling it, you would see every single 100 marked off. And what you're seeing here, instead of my little fingers on a hundreds number line, I've got my legs on the benchmarks, 800, 900. And I'm looking at a number right here. It's closest to benchmark 800. That's shown more clearly in your handout. But If you can get number lines, they are really super important. I also like using these. So let me show you the little guys first of all. These are paint chips. They're free too. 100, 10s, and 1s. The most powerful color is the most powerful place value. The biggest power of 10. 100, 0, 10s. Notice that importance of 0. 0 1s makes 100. 600s, 3 10s, 0 1s makes 630. It's a different number than 600, 0 10s, 3 1s. 603. 2 10s, 5 1s, 25. 6 10s, 4 1s, 64. Paint chips we use all the way up to the higher grades. You have some paint chips with 6 colors, which puts you up to the 100 million, or sorry, the 100,000s. So if you can find those, super free, and kids love paint chips. It's such a silly little thing, but they really love them. Okay, so let's get started with our first game. And I'd like you to turn to place value face off in your packet. So the purpose of this game is to develop from the concrete into developing that number sense on a number line. And so out would come for sure that number line for the kids, and I like 2 paper clips for them as they play this. And we're going to go for greatest today. The greatest number will win. So here's the game with playing cards. Remember 0 through 9 only. Player number 1 builds 8 10s and 1 1. That makes 81. They would put their paper clip or a clothespin on that number and say to their partner with their little fingers on those benchmarks, 81 is closest to benchmark 80, and it's between 80 and 90. When they start rounding, this is going to, through osmosis, hopefully be in place. Player number 2, 9 10s, 2 1s makes 92. 92 is between benchmark 90 and 100, and it's closest to benchmark 90. 92 is greater than 81. It's further along the number line, and it's 110 greater. Next play. First card out is the 10s. Next one is the 1s. 2 10s, 1 1. 21 falls between benchmark 20 and 30, and it's closest to benchmark 20. 4 10, I'm going to make it just a bit bigger here for you. 5 10s, 9 1s, 59. Math talk, 59 is between benchmark 50 and 60, closest to benchmark 60. By grade 1, throughout the middle of the year, and certainly into grade 2, I want the kids to figure out the difference between these two numbers. So how do we do that? Well, we're going to do pattern counting by 10s. Watch. 21 to 31 is 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Now that difference between those two numbers is going to lend itself later on to double-digit subtraction. And so that's why I want to do place value first, because the more kids work on that and then they start subtracting double-digit numbers, they have that bit of sense of how far apart those numbers are on the number line. I'm going to let you play in 1 minute, but just a strategy for greater than and less than. Today we were playing greater than. 9 10s, 5 1s is greater than 2 10s, 1 1. I want you to circle where it's greater. And then to draw that greater than, less than, we want 2 dots to the greatest value, 1 to the least, and hook it up. 6 10s, 2 1s, 62. 6 10s, 8 1s, 68. Tied at the 10s value, 8 1s are greater than 2 1s. 2 dots to the greatest, 1 to the least. Now when I work with TKs and Ks, we use the same technique for hooking up single digits. And when I go to 100 10s and 1s, 400, 0 tens, 5 ones makes 405. 300, 0 tens, 1 ones makes 301. Now I can do the same technique. 400s are greater than 300s. There we go. All right, so I'm going to put you on gallery. And I would like, if you do have playing cards, I want you to hold them up. And let's see if you beat me. So if I'm teaching virtually, I'd say to the kids, okay, we're getting ready to play. And I'm going to play with all of you for about 2 rounds. And here's my first number out. 6 tens, a wild card. I'm going to throw that out for right now. 6 tens, 2 1, 62. Hold up your cards if you have beat me. Let's have a peek. Who is greater than 62? Do you guys not have playing cards ready? Did no one beat 62? I'm just wondering if you guys don't have cards with you. I'm going to put it back to my first screen. With, oh, there we go. Mr. McCullough, let me see your number. Raise it a bit higher. 67, you're 5 greater, so you would have scored against me. And Mary, you've got 2 tens and 2 ones, so I would have beat you. Let's see who else has. Oh, good. You've got my big old cards too. So that's how I'm working with the kids online with this as they start playing. And then I start doing some assessment. So let me just show you some of that work and some of their work. So this, you guys, would be a permanent center. I want them doing this all year long so they don't forget. Now you have much nicer checklists now. This is old sample from a long time ago with my grade 2s. This was the first game I did in September of grade 2 to see if their tens and ones was solid from their grade 1 year. And you can see I've highlighted 4 kids that are very confused and 1 can't distinguish tens and ones. These are going to be my differentiated group. This is their actual work that I have in their math games book. And you can see them correctly, except for 1 number here. I think they got a 10 in their deck. Correctly identifying greater than and less than, and using that symbol properly. So, Kate, I would like you to put a list of things I need to send to you to distribute to the teachers. And I'd like you to put in solo, just put place value solo face off. And I'd like to just show you this. This is coming from one of my consultants from South Carolina, and they were virtual almost the whole year and have been online teaching almost the whole year. She teaches grade 2, and she wanted the kids to do place value face off. It's a great game, but they're home by themselves. So the kids had to be both player 1 and player 2. They had to circle. Today they were playing for greatest, who won, and then practice that greater than, less than. So here's a completed sheet. They're playing it solitaire style, but again, Laura, this is coming, Nancy, from Lori Triplett out of South Carolina. Lori now has a formal assessment piece, right? Child can compare tens and ones and identify where the number is greater. I will send that to you, Kate, and you can send it to all the teachers. It wasn't in their packet. All right, everybody, I'm going to put on my first shake break. Do any of you have shakers? Any of you? Oh, JC, you all right. So we're going to have a dance competition. All right. All right. So why am I making you move? Because you've had a long day, and that's okay. If you need to move and get that brain engaged. If you don't have those, you don't have to worry. What I do with the kids at home in their online teaching is just say, take some dice and just shake them in your hands. Okay, so we can do the same activities like this, rolling on foam, shake, catch, have a look, shake, catch, have a look. It's the same thing as doing this. So what we're going to do is a shake break, making 10s and 1s and doing some pattern counting. I'm going to put on the music for 30 seconds. And I want you up and moving. I've got you on gallery. Seeing, I'm going to stand up myself because I've been sitting all day. I got my shaker. I'm holding it in the center so it doesn't pop open. And I would be standing up and getting ready for my shake dance. Here we go. Ready? We could do, let's do one with the word shake in it. I'm going to give you one of my favorites. Here we go. I have 30 seconds of music. Here we go. Taylor. I'll see I'm too late. Got nothing in my brain. That's what people say. Ooh, that's what people say. Ooh, I go on too many dates, but I can't make them say. All right. At least that's what people say. Ooh, that's what people say. Ooh, but I can't cruise it. Can't stop, don't stop moving. It's like I can't place music in my mind, saying it's gonna be alright. Cause the player's gonna play. All right, Cheryl, you are a dance winner. And so is Diane. And a lot of you are just sitting. Even if you don't have dice in your hands, get up and move. We want those kids getting up and moving because it will change how their brain feels. So what we're going to do now is pattern work with our 10s and 1s. And Nancy, can you unmute and do this with me?
Yes.
All right. So Nancy's done this before. This is 10s and 1s, yeehaw, like we do in Alberta and Texas. So Nancy and I, if we're in the classroom together, would be side by side, and we would say 4 10s, and she would say 2 1s. All right, 4 10s.
2 1s.
Makes 42, and let's keep counting with a plus 10 pattern. 42, 52, 62, 72. Yeehaw! All right, let's go again, Nance. 3 10s.
6 1s.
Makes 36 plus 10. 36, 46, 56, 66.
76.
No, it's got to be like this. Yeehaw! We got to do it. Yeah, we're moving, right? 36, 46, 56. Yeehaw! Why am I doing that? Going to be for subtraction later on, right? Go LS, she's got her LA. All right, so if we don't have shakers, I can simulate it like this. And it would look like this, you guys. So I'm going to keep working with Nancy. Shake, catch. 1 10, 1 1 makes what, Nance?
11.
Keep going. 21,
21. 31.
41, 51. Yeehaw! Why am I doing that? Getting that movement in. 3 10s, 5 1s makes
50. 35.
Keep going.
45. 55. 65. 75.
Right, last one. 4 10s, 5 1s, 45, 55, 65, 75. Yeehaw! One of the things I've done with the kids too is like the auctioneer voice. 45, 55, 65, and sold 75 for you. So why am I doing that? Is that movement, action, engagement of our brains.
So there's a number we go to. That's what I was confused.
You know what? In your handout, you've got 7 lines from it. So right now I'm working on page 19. You guys look at your page 19.
Oh, okay, all right.
That's what I'm doing right there. I'll show you some 10s and 100 10s and 1s in a second. But I do want to show you some of the written work that I do with kids that's really important. And again, just a bit more activity that I would do with them. So I need a volunteer to unmute. Who would like to do this with me? It's not hard.
I will.
Okay, who's that?
Tammy.
Sorry?
Tammy.
Okay, Tammy, because I'm sending my helpers participation prizes, I'm going to be sending you, Tammy, probably a rainbow shaker, which is beautiful.
Oh,
All right,
yay.
Tammy. So let's say you're getting really good at that pattern work, okay? And you've been using that number line and you're getting real good at it. So I want you to begin doing some pattern work for me, all right? On that recording sheet. So let's look at our first number, 6 10s, 5 1s, 65. And I want you to give me a +2 pattern. You ready?
Okay. 67, 69, 71.
Now, when you cross into a new decade, when you're doing this, I literally want to see you stand up and sit down. Why is that important? I want kids to benchmark. So 65, 67, 69, 71, yeehaw. All right. That physical movement is making them hopefully make the connection that we've now left the 60s. It's kind of my age, and going to the 70s. That's what I'm looking forward to. Not for a while, but you know, I'm on my way. How's that? Those benchmarks are so critical, guys, and so that's why I make them. Oh yeah, stand up, sit down. Something important happened, and it's going to happen when I do this kind of number, 624, and I want a +40 pattern. 624, 600.
64.
Excellent. 600. Oh, no, that's wrong.
704. Yeah.
4, stand up, sit down. Right? And we have grade 2s to do that kind of pattern work. I'll show you that. I have a sample of that right there. And in fact, I think it's 703. That the pattern continues when we do forward and back pattern work with the hundreds. We're going to be hopping over not only decade benchmarks, but those hundreds benchmarks. Let me just, I've got, Cheryl, you got to do a little bit more work with me, okay? For your prize. I just want to dig that out for you. So I use the shakers a lot just for reading numbers, counting forward and back. For my TKs and Ks, TKs aren't ready to record, but I start a little bit simpler with them. And again, the shakers would be lined up. And let me just make a bit different number. 2 10s, 5 1s makes 25. Bump up makes how much? Just by one, Cheryl.
Cheryl or Tammy?
Who's Tammy? Sorry. 2 10s, 5 1s makes 25. Bump up 1.
26.
Bump back 1.
24.
Good. 2 10s, 6 1s. Bump up.
27.
Bump back.
25.
Good. 5 10s, 2 1s makes 52. Bump up.
53.
Bump back.
51.
Excellent. So we actually start, this is kindergarten work here, and they are holding up the shakers and they are recording what their brain sees, and they bump up 1 and bump back 1. Can the child count forward and back from a given number? I have many kids that tell me I can count to 100, you know. My little grade 1ers will say that, but when I ask them what comes after 37, they have no clue. So this is to build that fluency. Can the child bump up and back? Tammy actually did the more advanced version. I made her do +10. I made her do a +3. Oh no, that's a +2. Hey, Tammy, let's try this real quick. You ready?
Yeah.
65, and I want a +3 pattern.
68.
Yeah, odd or even that number.
Even.
Excellent. Now we're going to add 3 to an even number. Give it to me.
71.
Awesome. Now we're going to box that. Yeehaw, because you went over the benchmark. Good girl. And it's also an odd number. Give me +3.
74.
Excellent. What kind of number is that?
Even.
Right. So if we cycle through this, you're going to see when we add 3 to numbers, even, odd, even, odd. There's so much pattern and play that I can have them record when ready. First of all, we get them up, moving, and having a good time. verbalizing it. And Tammy, I'm going to show you the 100 tens and ones real quick because it addressed actually what I just showed you. I forgot to put it up to the next hundreds. These are grade 2 in October. And these little guys were really solid with tens and ones pattern work. If your students are not solid with tens and ones, they'll never be able to go up to the higher patterns. I asked them this day to do plus 10 for me. Runs through it, no problem. Runs through it, no problem. Now they decide they're going to go up to the thousandths level. So what they did was they changed their shaker. 1,113, 3,526, 1,525, and so on. So they self-differentiated because this became too easy for them. I always have them circle a number and draw it for me. And you have a lot of blank boards, recording sheets in your handout, you guys, to help support this kind of learning. Let's look at this one though. Same class, same day. Circle your favorite number and draw it. So solid here. There's 224. Melody, in your journal tomorrow, I want you to take 224 and draw it 2 other different ways. How can you take it apart? Remember those beautiful red solo cups, guys. Helps kids take things apart and redraw it. But more importantly, let's look at our pattern work. The first one's fine. When we go to the second line, 63, 73, 683, 693, and there we see it. 603, she did not put that big Home Depot bucket on top and regroup to the next 100. And that's where that thousandths number line really comes in handy because I'd have the kids walk on that number line to work on that pattern. Interestingly, though, she does it properly here. So she probably is coming to understanding. It's not solid yet. I need to see a bit more work from her over the course of the next 2 weeks. Maybe listen to her a bit more. But that standing up and moving is great physical connection and practice to our place value. So again, the shakers are great if you do have them in your room. If you don't, you saw me simulate it with Nancy, just rolling regular dice. And I do like having 2 colors to represent the tens and the ones. And I have one, give me 1 sec, I'm going to show a picture. This is a teacher that just remanipulated the shakers at grade 2 for 100 tens and ones, red, white, and blue, just like your flag. And that was an easy way for the kids to remember 100 tens and ones, 100 tens and ones. All right, I'd like your playing cards out again. I need to build this next game betweeners so that I can play one of my all-time favorite game, Who's in Between. So first thing I'm just looking for, so if you're in TK, what I like to have a playing mat or K, least, between, and greatest, because now we're going to be comparing 3 values, whether we're just doing it with a single card. 9 is greatest, 0 is least, 2 is between. We'll be reviewing this tomorrow in our operational fluency. 9 is greatest, 5 is least. Sorry, I'm going to step that back. 3 players, 9 is greatest, 2 is least, 5 is in between. Now we are going to be doing this with place value, but for my Ks that are here, and I know I have 1 TK, I start down here, and if I have kindergartners or grade 1ers that are struggling with place value, I take them back to this level. We'll be using this as a number path tomorrow for adding and subtracting. And this ruler can fold so you can, with your TKs, maybe just go to 5 or 6 and open it up. So we do want that visual support. Another thing I might use as well is a labeled dry erase sheet. This is coming from a dollar store. It had the days of the week and it's dry erase. Now there's 7 days of the week, so we actually label some of ours up to the millions for the older kids. But there's 9 tenths, 2 ones. It's made up of 90 plus 2. 5 tenths, 6 ones, 56. It's made up of 50 plus 6. So it's a really nice expanded notation. 900s, 5 tens, 2 ones makes 952. Let's expand that and see what it's made of. It's made of 900 plus 50 plus 2. If you do have place value dice, they work really nice on this, and they also work really nice on those paint chips. All right, so let's go to betweeners. I need 2 people to unmute. I will record your names. And Kate, you're good with me sending you the prizes and you can distribute?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
I need 2 players.
I'll play.
All right, your name?
Pam.
Pam, and
I'll
Jane.
play.
And your name?
Reese.
And I can't see your name up there. R-E?
Sorry, it's Therese.
Oh, Therese.
Sorry.
We have 2 Theresas working for us here. All right. You 2, do you have to have cards?
Oh,
And if you
got
don't,
cards.
just pretend. As kids do. Make the stuff up.
Goodbye.
All right. So between wins, we would have this number in front of us, and it's the between value. So I want you to turn over your first card as a tens and the second one as a ones. My number is 62.
72.
Who is that?
Therese.
72 and
95.
okay. Well, I actually thought I had a pretty good chance of winning, but when we look at our numbers on the number line, 62 was least right here. 72 was in between 95 and 62. So I actually won that round. There it is right there. That's a between winner for Jane. Throw out your cards. Next
That's
round.
my number.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I cheat too. Did I tell you? Who won? Who was that?
Therese.
Grace. All right. So let's tally you a point. Now, if you're still teaching online, I can put the kids into breakout rooms and have them play like this. I'll probably have Nancy address that because I've seen her breakout rooms at the grade 4-5 level. She's doing an awesome job with kids getting into a breakout room and playing. All right, let's have another round, you 2. Are you ready?
Yep.
First number out is the tens and the ones. And my number is 59.
55.
Who's that?
Therese.
All right.
I got 15.
Oh, so Therese, you win again. And if we look at our number line, darn, I thought I had a great chance again. There's least. 55 is the between value. And 59 is super close to between. Greatest, least, between. Now I'm going to make you play like grade 2s. We'd be on that thousands number line. And I literally do make the kids, when I first introduce this game and when you're back in your classrooms, go out in the hallway and tape down that with frog tape, that 0 to 1,000 number line. And I use Sharpies, or I can use big bright stickies marking 100, 200, 300, all the way down. And so before I even start this, I put the kids in a group of 3 and they've got their cards in their hand. Or they could be rolling these dice. And I've rolled no hundreds, 8 tens, 7 ones. That's 87. 600s, 42. And so they actually literally go and stand on the line so they can see greatest, least, and between. But we're playing cards. My partners here, Pam and Therese. First card out is the hundreds. 200 for me, 6 tens, 0 ones. I have 262.
I got 324. That's Pam.
sorry, 326.
Oh,
Say it again.
326.
I'll coach you one more time. Pam's number is 324. Your number?
326.
Good job. And you know what? Man, Therese, you don't win this time, but look how close those numbers are, grade twos. And one of the things I do with, you'll see some recording in a second, is we have, when we're playing with the little guys, 0 to 99. And I can have them try and figure out where that is on an open number line. But with you guys up in grade 2, wow, my number 262 is about there. And there's 500. Listen to my math talk, grade 2s. 500's halfway between. Look at between and greatest. They're just kind of right side by side there. So can the kids transfer walking on that thousandths number line to some open number line work? Pam and Therese, I'm just writing your names down. I want us to do that one more time, okay?
sure.
And don't say your numbers out loud yet, but let's build them. I've got 898. All right, so I just want to see on the chat line, you guys, before we see my opponent's numbers, how many of you think I'm going to win between with 898? I could also, when you're online with the kids on gallery view, is thumbs up if you think I have a good shot at being a between winner. Yeah, Lisa put her hands down right away. So 898, okay. I'm just seeing anybody else. My third screen, you're not online, so not off video. All right, so Pam, what's your number?
834.
Okay, so obvious. Well, I could still be a between winner, right? And you would ask the kids that. Does Mrs. Felling still have a good chance of winning? Yes or no? I don't know. That was Pam, right?
Yes.
All right. How many of you think Pam has a better chance of winning? I think she does. Yeah, Cheryl, you're being nice to your friend there. All right, let's hear our last opponent.
729.
Say it again.
729.
Good job. I'm going to get you there by the end of the workshop. And Pam, you are the winner that time. And if we were on that thousandths number line, guys, and again, back in school, get out in the hallway or outside, tape it down with frog tape. Look at these numbers. There's 500. 750 is about here. So I have a number 729. And then 834, 898 are almost side by side on that open number line. Pam and Therese, thanks for being very good opponents with me. And we need to build that concept for this next game, who's in between. But let's have a peek at some student work before we play that. So there's betweeners. This is grade 1. This is in your handout. And I like them recording vertically and horizontally. And in the future, if you want to look at our number lines, they are built horizontally and the reverse side is vertical.
Oh, wow.
And they're very, very clean so that the kids can see those benchmarks. So if I've rolled 31, whether I'm using cards or dice, they can go right down on it and see how close they are to that benchmark. These, by the way, too, can be sanitized. Our mesh bags can be put in the dishwashers, soapy sinks, which is a really, really important consideration for using manipulatives in our classroom. But I hope you're getting from me, they have to use manipulatives if they're going to come to that learning. So those are my little guys right there. Notice this little one. This is a grade 1er playing betweeners, but they need this support. So they draw it right in their journal notes. I thought that was really cool. Grade 3. Kate, if you can send me in with my note of what I need to send them. This is great independent solitaire work for grade 2s. you ask me to send 3-digit scramble, I'll send this to the teachers. Our teachers here in Canada have been using this as solitaire when they're teaching remote. And so what they have to do here is fill in all numbers in a between number. What falls between 0 and 99, 100 and 199, 200, 299. A little bit of a rule twist, though. They can pull 3 cards, but then they get to decide. I could make 869, 689, 968, 986. So there's lots of math language there. And they get to decide how they form their number and where they're going to place it. The game you're seeing here is competitive. Player 1 went, player 2 went, player 1 went, player 2 went, and you can see that player 2 fills in his board first. When you pull your 3 numbers, you can only fill in 1 number. So let's say he decides to fill in this number here, 991. Okay, and then this partner goes, this partner, and so on. We had them sort out the numbers as odd and even. If you are playing solitaire, each time they build a number, tally, build a number, tally, build a number, tally. Will it take you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 turns? Or do you think it's going to take longer than 10 turns? Very nicely played with your dice if you have those. So Kate, make sure you send me that and I will get that to, we have a lot of grade 2s here. And let's get ready for who's in between. So the betweeners was on page 14. It's fully explained there for you. And now we're going to go to this game, which is one of my favorite games. And I'm going to take you through just a little bit of journal writing with it. So blank piece of paper out. And it could be your literacy time online. And you'd be saying to your kids, I'm going to teach you the game of the week. You'll be put in breakout rooms later, or when you're back in the class, you will be playing in small groups. So here's the name of our game, Who's in Between. And our brain, the skills, so our brain, there's my brain stem. The skills are greater than, less than, and between, or greater than, less than, and between. We're not going to use the word middle. Rarely are the actual numbers right in the middle. So between. Our brains, greater than, less than, between. Players. Today, we're going to play teacher versus the whole class. You guys all get to go against me and try and beat me in this game. And let's see, skills, players, equipment. We need cards today. And remember that ace in our regular dice always equals 1. And we need up to 9s today. We're not going to have the 10s, 11s, or 12s. No other cards. Anytime we do a place value game, we just use cards 1 to 9, ace to 9. And I want you to put a few jokers in there. He's going to be a big 0 today. Skills, players, equipment. I live in Alberta, Canada, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and we love our hockey. So I just drew a goalie net from a hockey rink. That means the goal of the game. Okay, so I'm not sure what you guys would do for a goal. I know when I'm in Texas, the little guys like to draw a football end zone, but the kids all want to know the goal of the game. And so the goal of the game here is to have your cards fit sorry, I'm going to change that wording just a bit, is to have the teacher's number fit. The teacher's number fit. So the skills, the players, the equipment, and the goal of the game, you get points when your the teacher's number fits in between your values. So it's a pretty simple game. Step number 1. You're going to deal 4 cards. Step number 2, flip them over. Step number 3, make the greatest you can and the least number you can. Step number 4, so I'm going to build a yield sign here. You have to wait for the teacher. The teacher is going to turn over a 10s and a 1s, and if it fits in your numbers, you score. So let's walk through that. My game notes, you can see, are very brief. There's a lot of visual support for my second language learners here, and they want to get playing. So we can flush this out later, and let's get playing. I'm going to play teacher versus the whole class. And to get started, we need our cards. So we'll play about 5 innings or 5 rounds and see how you score. And let's give them a good shuffle. Okay, so before we get started in the actual game, I've been asked since COVID started is how do you get the kids engaged online? True story, I was working in Seattle for a family night, and the little grade 2 sweet guy, little kid, his mom got him online and then left. So he had no one to play with. And he got really angry. This is December 10th. And he started live streaming how the Grinch stole Christmas in the chat line. So principal put a pretty quick stop to it, but we know what the kids are like. They get tired and they zone in, they zone out. So I like this game a lot because it's teacher controlling it. They want to beat the teacher, and it's my flip at the end of the round that determines who wins. So you get pretty good engagement. So let's go through those 4 steps and play who's in between. Round number 1, deal out 4 cards. Step 2, flip them over. And I know that's really anal, but I'll tell you, the grade K1s and 2s, they get really good at the steps. Step 3, I told you to make the greatest possible and the least possible. So there's mine, 65 and 24. Pam Lapointe, what's your 2 numbers?
I've got 73 and 12.
Oh, so I think you have a better chance of scoring right now because you have a big range, about 60 apart. Teresa Cornick, can you tell me what numbers you built?
Yeah, I have 65 and 34.
Oh, so I think you have less chance of scoring. Your range is smaller than mine. Cheryl, what's your range?
Did you mean Tammy?
No, I have Cheryl Burrs.
Oh, I'm
Cheryl.
sorry. I didn't hear.
That's okay.
Okay.
Tammy, you can tell me in a second. Cheryl,
That's fine.
Tammy, your turn.
Okay. I have 76 and 45.
Oh, just 30 range. Did you hear that mental math? The kids learning what those subtract to equal. Matthew, what's your range?
I have 32 and 29.
Oh, Matthew, I'm sorry. I don't think you're going to win. You never know, though. Antonio, you're my last one. Do you have some cards there? No cards? Okay. Oh, he's wearing a Dr. Seuss hat, though. I love that. All right, let's see who wins, guys. So in order to score your 4 cards, The teacher now controls the action, not you guys anymore, me. 2 10s, I still might win. 8 1s, 28, just barely snuck in between those two. 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, 4 points I've scored. So if this 28 fits in your range, you get to put your cards into your point pile.
Yay.
All right, next round. 4 cards out. Now I'll speed up. Turn them over. Watch your students. Do they automatically know how to make the greatest and the least? My range this time is about 50 apart. Here we go. Round 2. 3 10s. Oh, I'm close again. I'm close. 8. Yes, I fit. 38. 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, 4 points more. If you've scored, again, I have the kids on gallery view a lot when I'm working with them. I have them do a thumbs up or use the emoticon if they've scored. Third round, 4 cards out. Turn them over. Greatest, least, and watch kids. You do want zeros in your packs, guys. I often see kids make 10 instead of 1. Right? The importance of 0 in our place value. All right, here we go. 2 10s, 7 1s, 27. I am 3 for 3. Does 27 fit for you guys? And last round for our 10s and 1s. I have a range of 30 to 32. And let's see what I pull this time. 5 10s and 0 1s, 50. That does not fit in the range, so no points. These would be trashed. All right, grade 2s, let's play your version.
Oh my God.
Yep, you can do it. 6 cards out. You can do it. Turn them over. Make the greatest possible. 988, 126. I have a range of 800. I think I will score. But what I could do as the teacher, the kids all have the cards, but I've got the dice. Now these roll a lot more fairly than flipping cards. So let's see what number I roll in expanded notation. 858. I bet most of you will score on this one. Well, I shouldn't say that. Let's have a quick peek as to my scores. Okay. So that's how I would play it with the higher. Again, if you have your cards 0 through 9, you can do any place value. We do this up in the higher grades as well. Let me show you some, this work you're seeing. This work is from the summer. And whoops, sorry. There we go. So she's finished grade 1. And I want you to know that she's here in Canada. She's been taking her schooling in French immersion. So English is not it is her first language, but she's been learning solidly in French for 2 years. So her English language, when I tell her to write out the rules for me, is not strong. But what do you see? Social distancing, they're 6 feet apart. She's got a number line because this was in front of them so they could see if the number fell between. And her very brief rules, you put 4 cards down, flip, turn to get the higher number, turn to get the smallest number. And there you see her 10s and 1s cards. This is grade 2 work, playing the same game, and this recording sheet, Kate, I'll attach that tomorrow morning for everybody. Recording sheet for who's in between. Show me your greatest number, your least. Give me the difference. So grade 2s, look at that great subtraction practice there. The teacher's target was 61. It fit, so they made a star. Next round, 96, 56, difference of 40. Target for the teacher was 48. That does not fit, but they think it does. I'm going to have to watch this child. Is that just a silly little error, or do they really need some more help with this? Round 3, 86 and 5 for a difference of 81. Teacher's target 37. It fits. 12 fits. So I bet that's a one-off. But, you know, this is why I play this all week long. And then on Friday, I'd say, okay, I want you recording your work as we go through it if you can. And I think I've pinned myself somehow, Kate. Yeah, there we go. I'm just trying to get it back on speaker view, and now somebody else is my speaker. Sorry. Oh, Kate?
Yeah, you got it. I think
I
like if we have ours on speaker view, we can see you.
Yeah, I'm having trouble putting my full screen on. I'm getting you're on my full screen right now, Kate. If I click exit full screen, I won't disappear, right?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. Sorry, guys, for the little glitch here. I'm not hosting, so I'm having a little
Do you want me to make you the host?
No. Oh, shoot. Am I still there? All I want to be able to do is put my camera on speaker view. And I'm not even seeing me anymore. There I am. There, I got it fixed.
All right.
All right, thank you. So I will
No
give
worries.
you those recording sheets tomorrow, guys. And they can be used both for the tens and ones and the 100 tens and ones. Let's show a little variation though for my little kindergartners that are here in my TK. So what I would do with the kids that are younger, we'd still play who's in between. And what I would have the kids do is make sure they have a ruler. You might want to give them up to number 10. But what you're going to do is say, okay, pull 2 cards, put them on your number line. And then it's going to be your turn as the teacher to flip a card and see if it fits. 8 does not fit in between, so you can't put them in your point pile. Let's try another one. 2 and 6. Okay, and then the teacher pulls the card. Does 4 fit in between 6 and 2? Yes, it does, so those can become a point into your point pile. I typically do this with dice. It's a better play. A lot of you have these dice in your classrooms. So roll and match 3, roll and match 11. And then I can play on my full ruler. And then the teacher rolls to see whether or not you fit in between. And 5 does fit in between, so you would take Cheerios. I love it when they eat. I use food a lot. COVID might change that a bit, but you know, they just like rolling dice and playing. So they can't keep track of points typically. So let's take a Cheerio when you win. Why not? And again, I shouldn't be so flippant about that. We will have to be cognizant of the COVID precautions that are going on when the kids get back to class. But if you're playing virtually, a lot of the times, like in my family math nights, I ask the kids to go find some cereal, as we use it for many different things throughout the event. And I remember parents are really funny. I'm saying, okay, can you go get some Cheerios or something for this next game? And the dad unmutes and he goes, I got a whole bag of M&Ms. Will that work? Well, we're going to be eating a lot, so I don't know if you want to eat a whole bag of M&Ms tonight in our workshop, but go for it. I've really had a good time just seeing when we do in-person family nights, we do see way more dads show up, interestingly enough, but just that communal trying to help each other out a lot. parents naturally coaching. And so when we've been doing them virtual, we still see the same kind of behaviors. It's really nice. We see a lot of high-fiving and kids kind of sprawled out. And just that, what I want for families, which is to be playing. The other day I said, get your kids off their apps. And a teacher goes, what did you say? I said, off their apps, APPS. But we also need to get them moving. So take out your shaker. Let's get you guys moving for a math shake break. Let me get my music on. I think my power went off briefly. Let's see if it's back on.
Power on.
There it is, power
The
on.
device is connected.
All right. I'm going to play you our favorite hockey song right now from the Edmonton Oilers. And it's called Let Me Hear Your Dice Shake. Put it back on here. Shoot. While I'm looking for it, guys, you need to get your dice in your hands or your shaker in your hands and stand up. Here it is. Let me hear your dice shake. Turn it up.
Somebody save you so cause you've been sitting in the city. I know too many troubles, all these lovers got you losing control. You like a drug to me, a luxury, my shoulder. I know I want the good life, every night you're a high on the whole. Cause you don't even know.
Let me hear your dice shake. I'm looking for dance winners. I'm going to put it on just a bit longer. I'm putting you on gallery view. And I'm going to put on something a little less crazy. My playlist, my shaker list, my 30-second music. Here it is. Oh, come on. It's here. For some reason. Sorry, guys. It. God, this. For some reason, it's gone off my Bluetooth automatically. I don't know why. I had the hippie hippie shakes from the Beatles. For goodness sake. All right, let's see what shaker we're going to work with right now. And it's pattern work again. Kate, what is your favorite sport down there? Is it baseball, football? I don't think it's hockey. Soccer.
Soccer.
Oh, well, soccer isn't
Is that
as
okay?
much. Well, there's only two things for soccer, right? Is there two big sections to a soccer game?
Like on the field?
Yeah. Well, so like hockey has 3 periods, football has 4 quarters, baseball game has 9 innings.
Yeah, soccer is 2 halves. I guess
All
the little
right.
ones
Well,
might play in quarters.
I'm going to make you work harder. Let's do, what's your favorite sport? Football or baseball?
Football.
All right. So we're going to play 4 quarters, Kate. What's your favorite team?
Dallas Cowboys.
Yeehaw! Are you a Texas girl?
I lived there for 2 years for college.
Yep. Texans are great, great fun. So you're going to be the Dallas Cowboys. And interestingly enough, our football team, like many sports teams, is looking at renaming, but they are currently called the Edmonton Eskimos. All right, Kate, for those of you that we're going to hunt for do you want to play for the greatest number or least?
Let's go greatest.
All right, you decided. There we go. Greatest number wins today. Just so you guys know, if you do have these, the dry erase works perfectly on them. Really nice. So again, we could be, if we're going to go for greatest, Kate, before we start playing, there's 300, 3 10s, 2 1s for 332. My number is 600s, 110, 4 1s for 614. There we go. And then we can erase it. But we've got 5 minutes to kill at the end of the day. So even if they're playing at home by themselves, they can set up this as a solitaire, picking their 2 favorite teams. Kate's decided that greatest wins, and we're going to play football 4 quarters, Kate. Okay,
All right.
here we go. Read your number for me.
4 hundreds, 5 tens, and 4 ones. So 454.
And I've got 100, 110, 11, 111. You are greater in the hundreds value. So you won the first quarter. It's 1-0 for you. Here we go. Your number.
464.
Yep. And mine is 300s, 5 10s, 1 1. 351. 400 is greater than 300. 2-0 for the Cowboys.
All right.
Oh, this is a great example. Kate, read your number. Tell me how many 110s and 1s.
600s, 110, and 2 ones.
What's that make?
612.
Double check how you said that.
612.
Good job. We all say and's the decimal. And I have 600s, 110, 1 1 for 611. Now look at that. So when the kids are actually able to share this manipulative, we put our hands on it. We're tied to the hundreds. We're tied to the tens. 2 ones, 1 1. You actually beat me again, Kate, but look where it happens, down in the ones value. Your number's only 1 greater. Here you were about 100 greater. Here you were about 300 greater. Fourth quarter, you wiped me out. Let's see if I can win a quarter. No, big loser, Jane. 600, sorry, Kate, your number?
600s, 3 tens, and 4 ones. 634.
And 600s, 2 10s, 2 1s, tied to the hundreds. You have 3 10s, I have 2 10s, so you are greater. And that's where the game was determined. So the 4 quarters are finished. If you're playing baseball, 9 innings. My kids love to play it hockey style real quick because there's only 3 periods in a hockey game. So usually one kid, you know, we sometimes have to go in overtime if we've had the same number, because we would be equal to both scoring a point. And I don't want you losing your 5 minutes. We often, we often have those 5 minutes and you just say to the kids, oh, just, sit down and read. If you've got good management, you can do these very quick practices. Here are my grade 2s doing this. I live in Edmonton. If any of you are familiar with hockey at all, that's the Edmonton Oilers. And I was down in Calgary, and so the kids were playing Edmonton Oilers versus the Calgary Flames, our arch rivals. So I theme up stuff a lot. I know Nancy, who's hanging out here, she's got her whole grade 5 classroom decked out in the Padres. She loves baseball. And her shake music is, put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. And it's what engages grade 5 kids, right? So find something that works. We play, we practice, but look at the work here. 100 horizontal shake up. Kate, I don't know if I've got something similar in the packet, but I'll send this one to you as well. And what I wanted here was, can the child compare 100 tens and ones? We could also just be playing tens and ones. Show me where the number is greater than. Sometimes we play for least. Can they draw the greater than, less than sign? And here was their journal question. Draw for me, so first of all, write for me the greatest possible number that could be shook and the least. Draw me what would be a typical between number. Draw it in place value. Then we're going to start decomposing those numbers on a subsequent lesson. So that is one of their really quick, fast games that I like to do with that shaker. And when the kids are doing the practice before they record, they would be standing up. Get them moving and reading those numbers. Stand up, practice, play, make your brain change, and so on. So we are going to go to that's who's in between. And you saw bump up and bump back. You saw my tens and ones pattern and my 100 tens and ones pattern. I'd like to go to page 22. So for whatever reason, sometimes the fonts don't come through, but this is called 100.
Jane, can you
Tens and-
flip that? It's upside
Thank you.
down for us.
Yep.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I always want to be interrupted when that happens because a doc camera is great for teaching games virtually to your students and to groups of teachers, but the one glitch is that every time you go from talking back down to your field, it automatically flips and you can't override it. So always tell the presenter that it's upside down, especially when it's getting late at night. Okay, so this is called 100 Tens and Ones horse race. You can play just tens and ones or 100 tens and ones, and this game I love for teaching expanded notation. And I'm going to show you 3 different variations. So I need someone on the first variation to unmute and play this with me. Who would like
JC can do it.
All right, JC, what grade do you teach?
First grade.
All right, so with first grades, we'd be playing probably just tens and ones, but you and I will play 100 tens and ones to begin with, okay? And this is going to be very similar to 100 horizontal shake-up at the start of this first level. Actually, let's just start off tens and ones. JC, who do you want to win, greater than or less than?
Greater than.
Okay, blue or white for you?
I'll take blue. I'll take white because it's on that side.
Okay, so greatest wins. And we get to put them in to make the greatest. I have 5 tens, 3 ones for 53.
And I have 6 tens and 2 ones for 62.
All right, so it's 1-0 for you. We could take a Cheerio. We could be writing this down later. Let's go again. Not much thinking here other than building our greatest number. 6 tens, 1 1, 61.
6 tens, 4 ones, 64.
2-0 for you. Let's go on to the third round. 3 tens, 1 1, 31.
6 tens, 5 ones, 65.
Right.
And I'm going to Vegas.
Yeah, I'm doing real good for you. So we could play out 6 rounds and see who's collected the most. I do like to play least as well. But let's change the game. Too easy for you. So you have to roll 1 dice at a time and make a choice. Shake, catch, my turn. We're still hunting for greatest. Do I want to put it in my tens or my ones? 3 is a hard number, JC. I'm going to put it in my ones. Do you have some dice with you, by the way, JC?
Yeah, a whole bunch.
You roll your own dice and tell me what you've rolled.
Just 1 at a time, right?
Yep.
I rolled a 3.
Okay, and where do you want your 3, tens or ones?
I'm going to put it in the ones.
Okay, my turn. 6 tens, 3 ones makes 63.
I rolled a 5.
Okay, so on this round, 63 is greater than 53 by exactly 10. So that makes the game a little harder because I've now integrated some of the thinking about probability. Let's go up to the hundreds and do this. So we've done horizontal shake-up. You guys don't have to repeat it with that quick play. But JC, 1 die at a time. We'll still hunt for greatest. Shake, catch. 1 1 equals 1. Your roll?
My turn. I got a 2. I'll put it in the ones place.
All right. What's that equal? 2 ones.
Oh, 2.
Excellent. My turn. Oh, 110 for 10. My number so far is 11.
Oops, I got a 1.
Oh.
I got a 1 as well.
All right. So I'm assuming you wanted in your tens.
Yeah.
If the kid said I wanted my hundreds, you got trouble. All right. So we both can win, correct?
Yes.
Yes, we could. Oh, but not with rolls like that. 300s, 110, 1 1, 311. Your last roll.
It might be. I got a 2.
Oh, I can't believe that. My number is about almost exactly 200 greater. Let's do one more of those. Everybody with dice, you're going to be playing along with us on your game board. Again, back in the classroom or virtually, the kids don't need the tray. We would slip this in a sheet protector. We would get that from Staples. You can get about 100. I don't know exactly how much a pack of 100 costs, but we slip that right down into that, and they use dry erase on it. So as long as your kiddos at home have, I like them to have 6 dice at grade 1, 2, so that they can do 3 add-end addition. They can get up to 100 tens and ones for our place value. So everybody's playing against us. You could even do this as teacher versus whole class. My first roll is a 2. I'm putting it in my ones. Everybody do their roll. I'm going to be asking you on the chat line if you beat me at the end of the game. Partner, can you tell JC, what did you roll?
Okay, wasn't sure if I was still playing. I have a 4.
Okay.
So I'll put it in the tens.
All right. How much does that make?
40.
Good math talk. My second roll, everybody, your second roll, I've got 2 tens for 20.
I got a 2, so I'm going to put that in the ones.
So we both have a chance to score here. All right, last roll for me.
I got a 1.
Are you kidding me? You are such an honest player. I can't believe you got a 1. You know, you had 5 out of 6 shot. A 2 would have beat me, a 3, a 4, a 5, and a 6. All would have beat me.
I'm not going to Las Vegas anymore.
Wow. So that harder variation, you're not doing so good, JC, and that's okay. This is what I'm going to be doing, though, when the kids are playing. I'm going to go into their breakout rooms, or again, circulating when they're back in class. I'd be saying, all right, I need the following group to come over here. I need the okay, work with them. Following group, come on over here. This is what I'm going to teach them with this game. And again, you can replicate it on here. It is more tactile on here. Shake, catch. 500s, 3 10s, 2 1s. I'm going to ask that you build your biggest number and then explode it out. There it is. Now that beautiful number, when we write it in expanded notation, 500 has 2 zeros, and I can put my fingers right down into it. 500 plus 30 plus 2 makes 532. All right, next little guy, build your number for me. 600s, 2 10s, 1 1 makes 600. 2 zeros plus 20 plus 1. It's a beautiful expanded notation tool for you. And again, if you do it on here, just bring it down. There's 644. And we can bring it down and feel and touch those zeros. Kate, am I able to put people into breakout rooms for this last variation of this game?
I can do it.
All right. So,
do you want me to do it, or do you want to do it? If you just tell me how many.
People. Let's put them in groups of 4 in case not everybody has dice.
Okay.
And I'm going to briefly teach the game, and then I'll give you guys about 3 or 4 minutes to play it. And so ideally, again, with the tray, you don't have that. What I'm going to do is draw an even thicker line down your playing surface. And I'm going to switch the rules just a bit. Both players will have 18 rolls. And we have the opportunity to score 6 different rounds. The kicker on this one, though, is when you roll it, you can put it into any square. So a 3 for me is a 10 value. I'm going to stick it there. And now it's going to be player 2's. They've got a 3. They decide to put it in the same place. My turn, a 1. Your turn, another 3. Well, you could put it here. Maybe you'll do that. The goal is to have the greatest in all all 6 spaces. A 5. You guys have a 5. So if this is your thinking, I'm going to put it here because I think she's not going to roll enough 6s, and I think this 530 value is going to win at the end of the game. There is no scoring until all of your spaces are filled in. There's a 6. Now my brain is going to go right here because now I know for sure I've won that row because 600 is greater than 500 based on my opponent's play. You guys have another 3. You're going to toss it out. I've got a 3. You have a 6. I'm going to put it there for you. Now, if you have the trays, the kids are slotting them in. If not, this is in a sheet protector. Kate, we're going to let them play for about 3 or 4 minutes, see how much they can fill in. When all 18 rows are complete, you see me already checking this one off. I know I've won it because 600 is greater than 500. Whoever has the most out of 6 rounds is the winner. Grade 1s, you could be playing this with 10s and 1s, 2 dice only. So I'm putting you on gallery view, and I want you to play this for 3 or 4 minutes in your breakout room. Away you go.
One question.
Yes.
When we're placing it, we can't see our opponent's card right now.
Correct.
So we won't know until the very end. Is that correct?
No, when I was playing it, you saw both players putting their numbers in.
But when I'm in a breakout room, I don't have access to their card.
You need to ask them where they put it then. That's a good point.
Well, we could just play. It's optional, you know, like you don't know where somebody else is playing,
that's true.
you know,
That's
because
true.
saying those numbers, it requires a lot of time back and forth. So the kids can just try to build the biggest numbers they possibly can without switching them. That's the only problem. But in a breakout room, I don't think they have access to see my card. If I'm wrong, I might be wrong. So,
All right, I opened the breakout rooms. Maybe
Kate, are they in the breakout rooms trying this?
yeah, they are. They're there now.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been using breakouts a fair amount, but it can sometimes, I forgot, like obviously as soon as I go in, you put me in a breakout room, so I went.
know.
I can't
Sorry.
hear. Oh, that's okay.
Couldn't kids just hold up their paper in front of their screen?
They could do that too.
Is that what she was asking, that you couldn't see?
Yeah, that you couldn't see. And you know, there's ways around that. I might have
They could-
Nancy. Nancy, are you still here?
She must be in a room.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. We'll ask Nancy too, because she's been doing a lot more virtual with kids, and she may have some suggestions. We'll ask her when she comes back in.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So they are participating, which is great. Most of them have their videos off, which is so I can see them, which is great. I will send you some participation prizes. I'll give you their first names and put them in their own envelope, and then you can put them into the school mail if that's okay.
Yeah, that'd be fun. A nice surprise.
Yeah, and I'll worry about that tomorrow. What I'd like to do is maybe show one extra activity, and then probably take questions and answers and walk them through the website. I'm sure they're pretty close to done, would you say?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
It flew by.
Oh, good. Good. So how much time left?
In the breakout rooms, 2
Yes.
minutes.
Okay. Well, hopefully they're playing. This game does require time to play because there's so much thought in it, right? And you're right, you do have to see your opponents because that makes a difference as to your play.
But we don't know, like we could be back full time in April or May, you know?
Yeah.
The numbers keep getting better and better.
Yeah, and hopefully you're seeing how they can rebuild the gaps. Plus, I've been emphasizing the importance of that manipulative and that number line work. And the biggest issues we see is teachers are teaching at paper pencil only.
I know. Yeah.
So let's
I think
hope
they're freezing up in the new situation. So this is really great.
Yeah, and they go back to what's safe, right?
Yeah.
We've all been there. I mean, first time I tried a breakout room, I put everybody in the same breakout room. Oh, Lord. Yeah. I actually have a little video from Nancy that I'll show the kids playing and sharing their answers in a room. But for some reason, let me just try, while I've got you here, putting on a video and seeing if you can hear it.
Okay.
For some reason, it went off. Yeah, it's not on there. Let me just try my.
Power on. Your device is connected.
Okay, so you can hear it. So I'm actually going to show them this video of Nancy's class, and she can talk to that. Okay, I think you can probably end it.
Okay. Could you turn that sideways so we could see the video better?
Oh yeah. It's a pretty tiny one because she texted it to me, but they'll get a feel for it. And I know Nancy did have a meeting that she had to leave, and I don't know if she totally left it, but okay, let's bring them back.
Sorry, it's okay. My breakout room does a countdown, so they'll be back in 40 seconds.
Okay, perfect. You're coming back. Welcome back. You are there. Awesome.
That was a lot of fun, Jane.
Oh,
thank you.
good.
That was fun.
Did you? Yeah, thank you for saying that. It's hard to get kids interacting, and I'm glad you enjoyed that little piece. There's so much to cover. If I had you for a full day, we'd be doing every other game as a breakout, and really the need to have kids have some of this stuff in their hands. So thank you for that. What grade do you teach?
I'm first grade.
Okay. Nancy, are you still there? Nancy Paulson, are you still there? She might have gone to that meeting. But I'll tell you, Nancy teaches in San Marcos, and she has taught Title I most of her life. This year, she chose to stay virtual all year, even though her teachers have been bopping in and out. And so what you're seeing is a video of kids that are slightly older, and they are in a breakout room playing a multi-factor multiplication. And they're trying to interact in the game. So just to give you a feel for what it might look like. Sorry, I got to put it right back to the start. Here we go.
9 times I got 1 times 2. 99 times 2. I have 288. 198. I got 198, guys. Okay, I lost to you. I have 288. Oh. Okay.
So they're telling each other to get going and they're sharing their multiplication answers. It kind of gives you an idea of her putting them into breakout rooms. She was visiting that breakout room, watching them interact and doing that assessment piece on their multiplication of 3 factors. That was a grade 5 setting. Let's have a peek at your grade 2's work from this game. So again, the work would be the same down to 10s and 1s for the little guys. What I wanted to see was, could they subitize the dice and transfer that to numeric number? From there, we went to the expanded and have them expand their numbers. Here you can see the kids circling their points and where the game was determined. So these little guys are in grade 2 Chicago. Almost 100% second language learners Hispanic outside of Chicago. So 1, 2, 3, 4 points to 2. They're identifying where the game, the value was greater. Again, grade 2. This is late November and in a district just outside of Chicago. All right, little K's. We talked and talked and talked about how our number system comes together. And we know that there's lots of ways to make 10. We're going to need this tomorrow when we start doing operations. We know when we have 10 cups, we've got to collect them and put them in a 10. But we can also use these cups for make 10. 8, 10 and 0. 8 and 2, 2 and 8 all make 10. 6 and 4, 4 and 6 all make 10. 5 and 5 make 10. 4 and 6, 6 and 4. I always do that commutative property. 2 and 8, 8 and 2. 9 and 1, 1 and 9 all make 10. Kinders, make me a 10 book. What makes 10? Foundational to place value, and we're going to need this when we get into our operations tomorrow. My helpers are going to get some beautiful rainbow shakers. What makes 10? I've gone from manipulatives, 1 and 9, 5 and 5, 2 and 8, 2 and 8, 5 and 5, 1 and 9, 3 and 7, all make 10. And those kids would be standing up and we would make 10 and dance to 10 just because it's the end of the day and we are almost done. And I would be doing, shake, shake, shake. Not that one, this one. Oh, shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your answer. Shake your answer. Oh, shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your answer. Shake your answer. Shake your answer, not your booty. And Kate, I will send you my favorite names of songs that have that word shake. I can't give them the music, that's copyright. But I can certainly give them my favorite songs that have the word shake. Again, you can change this up. If you don't have dice shakers, it's okay. We just shake, catch, 5 and 5, 4 and 6, 6 and 4, 6 and 4, 1 and 9, 1 and 9, 3 and 7, all make 10. 2 and 8, 2 and 8, 4 and 6, 1 and 9, 1 and 9, 2 and 8, 3 and 7, all make 10. And then I zoom into my little K's and 1s. And I say, Rachel, make 10 for me. Or Matthew, make 10. And so I can go in and do that assessment so easily. I'll shake it and I'll say 3 and what, 4 and what. And we get from manipulative to this immediate recall of make 10. We'll be using that tomorrow with our operational place value. And then later on, we make decades. Kate, I'll send this to you tomorrow. What does make decades look like? Well, if we know what makes 10, 2 and 3, how do we get to the next decade grade 1s and 2s? 3 and 7. So I need 7 more to bring me up to 4 10s, 2 1s. 2 and 8 makes 10. So I need plus 8, and it'll bring me to that benchmark 50. 6 10s, 4 1s makes 64. Should be using my felt pen, sorry. There's 64. 4 and 6, that makes our 10. I need 6 more, and that's going to bring it up to benchmark 70. 3 10s, 5 1s, 35. 5 and 5 is our name for 10. Brings it up to benchmark 40. I'll send you this sheet. It's a teacher made this for us for using with the shakers. This is Bella in October of grade 2 and perfectly doing this. It is after 2 weeks of shaking it out, has it solid. She has been working with the number line as well. We don't have all the time to read all this mess, but this is how she's telling me her brain is doing it. This is all the mental math about it. It's a very advanced way of looking at it. This little one, Vesper, 100% accurate. I use friends to 10. He's a lot more concise. This one is a riot. I used my counting by tens. I used doubles. I worked independently. I used my brain power. Kids crack me up. By the way, if you ever do send me student samples, tell me the grade. I always send the kids a note or sometimes dice for their classroom as a thank you because I learned so much from the work that you send, and it makes me a better teacher. One last thing, and then we're going to start going through my share screen. This was done by Burbank. 90% second language Title I kids. And here is me saying, you know what? I can't read in Spanish. So I can't. But that was the motivation here is you need to teach Mrs. Felling when you've been playing with your 3-digit numbers. I want you to tell me the number in expanded form, standard form, and then you need to tell me how to read that big number. 236 is 126. And I know I'm butchering that. I apologize, but I'm practicing. And then they had to draw it. 500 plus 30 plus 5 is 535. Ciento treinta y cinco. And there's the place value pictures. They could be doing this with 10s and 1s. But after I played horizontal shake up with them in grade 2 there, that's what I wanted. All right, so this is what my room looks like when I am done presenting. I'm sure virtually yours is probably looking a bit the same. I want to walk you through 2 pieces of my website so you know where to find stuff. So I'm going to share my screen. All right, so here is our website. At the back of your handout, there is a coupon for discount should you wish. But I want to show you this area right here, this Math at Home free resources. We've been crazy busy in February, so we haven't added much to it. But starting last March, every week we put out newsletters. And the newsletters contain games, the downloadable game boards, and the rules and instructions. So I just want to find who's in between. Where was that? Darn it, I can't find the exact one I want. Unfortunately, so I'll just hit 1 just to show you what's in here. So we embed a newsletter, and then there's the games. So what we do is there, when you click this, it will be the video. There's the full rules to the game and a recording sheet. And each newsletter has primary and primary games and upper elementary games. Those are free to give to your parents and to use yourself. So I want to just get back to the home page. So lots there. Oh. I can't find what so the other thing on the home page are custom student sets. And what we're finding with so many districts across the country is kids can't share manipulatives, and those custom sets are put together in the sanitized washable bags so that they can be put in the dishwasher and they don't have to share manipulatives. You probably noticed that I'm trying to get back to my screen and I don't want to lose the meeting. There we go. Thank you for your patience on that. So there is tremendous amount of support. So before you leave the workshop, tomorrow is going to be all the games for adding and subtracting. And we'll probably go to about 6:15 again. I know it's a lot of time. Before you leave the meeting tonight, I'm going to put up my chat line. And I want to know what 3 activities you found most helpful for place value. And the fact that your district is supporting this as a workshop, really take just a minute and let Kate know what was most valuable to you. What are you going to follow through and use with your class? What supplies might you want to get? Like those, trust me, those red solo cups are awesome. So spend just 2 minutes, give me the feedback, Kate the feedback, and I really appreciate your time during this very crazy time. And you know, it's great, Kate, we've had everybody stay the whole time. So I am looking, what type of dock camera am I using? I'm using an Elmo MXP. And so if you visit the Elmo website, it is awesome for this virtual world. The only clicker is that you've got to go flip back and forth from my camera is right directly into my laptop. And so I only have the one screen and I flip back and forth. I love it though. It's really easy once you get the hang of it. There is a video on the YouTube showing the setup. And you can watch John explain how he's hooked it all up in the model and everything. Yeah, the paint samples, well, they don't cost anything, right? The solo cups are $1, but the paint chips work just as nicely and they're absolutely free. Thumbs up if you can give it to me. What did you find the breakout room good? Oh, good. Okay. I'll do some more of that tomorrow. So somebody here, Tammy, you've got all the stuff in your classroom. That's nice. Sally Miller was fantastic years ago, and she put a lot of this stuff into your schools. And I know Kate's trying her best to get that kind of support into the schools as well. And Kate, we can provide discount district-wide. As you know, you guys get special pricing. And if teachers order on their own, there's that coupon in the back as well. Thank you for putting this in. Expanded form in the tray from Diane. That special ed kid made that up in grade 4 when we were working on numbers to the 10,000 with her. She just exploded it down like that and put her fingers in the holes, and we went, oh my God, that's so cool. It made perfect sense. You know, sometimes when kids start fiddling around, we learn so much from them. Yeah, putting them in sheet protectors. Now I just use the staple sheet protectors. Learning resources. I don't even know if they still manufacture these. These are a little bit more expensive and I don't carry them, but pretty heavy duty, and they come with that dry erase pen. That's learning resources. They come in a color-coded pack, which was nice. We just can't afford to bring them in to Canada. They're too expensive for us, but I know teachers love them. There is lots of COVID money available, and one of the things the schools have been using it for, when you're on that home page, there's the custom student set. So there is actually a place value student set, and I think with discount, it comes down to $8 a student. So we've had districts order tons of these for their students, so they don't have to share. And our stuff can, except for the playing cards, all go in dishwashers. Let me just show you one that I had. Where did I put it? This is a kindergarten one. It's got the foldable ruler and some dice in it. This one here is actually the custom. This is the student set for place value. And what we stuck in this for place value was our deck of cards, that number line, and then you got 2 each of the hundreds, tens, and ones, and a 3 and a cube. So that's a place value set. It's different than the primary operations set, but they're worth looking at. If you say you have grant monies available or title money available, they might be something worthwhile to put in. The foldable ruler, if I could just find it. It folds up odd and even. It's super nice. It's a very TK kindergarten resource. We have games and activities that go with this as well. I love working with it. This is let me just show you this sweet little thing from she is from Burbank. I just showed this today earlier. Look at this little kindergartner playing with it. Brianna, can you fold it up in odds and call out your pattern?
1, so 2 goes down. 1, not odd, then 3 goes up. 5 7 goes up. 7, 9, 10 goes up. 11.
Good girl. What do you do once it's done? Yeah, she's a sweet little thing. Broop is what you do when you're done. And then they made an odd and even book. I'll try and have that for tomorrow to show you the book she made after that. It's a super JKK manipulative, and we'll use it for adding and subtracting. I like the 3 dots to help draw the greater than less than sign. I love it too. It's made more sense to kids than a Pac-Man or a fish chomping, right? 2 dots to the greatest, 1 to the least, and you will always get your greater than less than sign properly done. And we use this for decimals, like with the older kids as well. The number lines, if you're looking at them for your class, they come in sets of 12. We kind of designed it for a class of 24 kids sharing it. They also come in bags of 50, and often schools will buy those and distribute them. I actually use dominoes on the horizontal side a lot. Really nice for place value, up to 66 for my little Ks. Because when we play with dominoes, the double 0 is 0, and double 6 goes up to 66. And again, at a domino math games tonight, I do some place value work with a set of dominoes. It's really fun. Any other questions, guys? I can't believe you're all still on here. That's great. I hope I energized you to get through a good, strong finish of the year. I'll close off with saying teachers everywhere we've worked with across North America have worked unbelievably hard. and are passionate about helping these kids that are in their classrooms. Rest assured, almost every teacher I've worked with are saying there's lots of gaps because of this COVID year. Here in Edmonton, my hometown, 1.5 million people live here. The teachers are telling me kids are 9 months behind, 6 to 9 months. Not because they're not working hard and they aren't. It's just what it is. So I really invite you to try and just breathe, have some fun over the next 3 months, get your kids through to the end of school, and hopefully some of these activities will motivate you to do that. You have my email. Any questions, please call. If you want special pricing for your school, please call and we'll help. Kate, big thanks.
Thank you. Someone asked if I could buy the number lines and foldable rulers. I wish I could. I don't have a budget. All the money is going to your principals. They have the budget and they have the money. So start with them and make sure you come to them with reasons and everything. You know, they need a reason, they need somewhere to put it, but there's lots of COVID money, EL money. If math is in your SIPSA plan, then you have money for it. So start with your principal and then we can get creative. A lot of these supplies are hiding on campus. They might be in your library or in a classroom where a teacher retired. You can tell by coming to this workshop that you really need to attend a workshop in order to know how to use them. So check drawers, go on a scavenger hunt.
Yeah, I hope that it brought it to life. Once you get your basic management, like cards, don't worry about putting in a full deck. Just don't. It's just such a time and cumbersome, right?
The decks of cards I get for free at the casino. Every time you walk by a table, they'll hand you a couple decks.
Yep.
Not that I hang out there all the time, but
yeah,
I go there for free decks of cards.
Yeah, I put them in soap containers for my little TKs up to grade 2, 3. These are really easy for them to open and shut. In some areas where we teach, waterproof, snowproof, and they're not full. You saw I never used a 10, 11, 12, Jack, Queen, King here at all. So don't worry about full decks. Any other questions before you guys go home for your night?
Someone asked if the folding ruler was new. I like that because you can spray it with Lysol, and disinfect it.
Yeah, and it can wash in those mesh bags. I did not have that when I did all that extensive work for Sally Miller. When you're on our website, hunt for foldable rulers. There is a book, there is a kit. The book comes with the foldable rulers. The kit comes with foldable rulers and some of my favorite dice, those big 12-sided dice and the double demo dice. And it's great for counting forward and back from a given number for my little TKs and Ks, odd and even practice, beginning edition. So it's called foldable rulers, and probably your district doesn't have that.
Thank you so much, everyone, for coming, spending 2 hours. We're going to be here again tomorrow, but awesome that you guys came. And if you need anything, please email me. It was lots of fun.
Thanks so much, Kate. We'll see you tomorrow, same time. As we say here, same bat time, same bat channel. And that is aging me. The people that are laughing know the original Batman, obviously. Same bat time, same bat channel. Hopefully we'll see you all back tomorrow for operations. Thanks, Kate. Good night. Thanks a million.
Thank you, Jane. Tomorrow I'm going to go with the older group. And so you're going to have Katie Eklund.
Okay.
We all have the same name in our office. So, but she'll be helping you out tomorrow, Katie. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I like to get on about 1:45. So if any of the teachers come on early, they have questions, that's fine. Yeah, we have 2 Teresas here, so nobody ever knows. Well, I need Teresa. Which one? I don't know. We're done.
Thank you so much. That was great.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks a lot, guys.
Kate, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I have a question for you about tomorrow.
Okay.
So I have scheduled an appointment to get my vaccine. I know it's been crazy, and
no, that's great.
It's at a clinic in in Rancho Mirage on Country Club. So it's not like I have to wait in a long line or anything. It's a definite, very definite time. Could I use my phone before my appointment and then after my appointment? Could I still be on that way? I mean,
Yes, absolutely.
oh, thank you.
We're
Yeah.
being very flexible right
Thank
now.
you, because even if I could just hear, the information is so valuable, especially with the kids coming back.
Right.
It's, yeah, so, okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, however long you can
Talk
come.
about that social distancing piece a little bit more tomorrow when we start doing the operations and how to set games up solitaire or 6 feet apart.
Yeah, it's really so valuable. So even if I could listen and have a visual, that would be really great.
Yeah, no, the more the merrier. I
Great.
just appreciate your time. And
Thank
lucky for you, you're getting your vaccine. I'm grateful for you.
Yeah, well, the district is trying to partner with Desert Oasis, and they're having a difficult time because of the lack of vaccines. And so last week they sent out an email that said, click on this link for alternate appointments. And what it is it's a provider of Desert Oasis that has her own private office on Country Club in Rancho Mirage. So that's what I did. And I got this appointment, and they have very few, they only have, I think, 200 appointments for the whole week. So I think I was,
Take it.
yeah.
Take it.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Cheryl, just so you know, I had to get mine and I had to wait in a really long line. So most of it, I had my AirPods and I was so thankful because it kind of kept me entertained.
Oh, yay. That's a good
I was
idea.
in line. Yeah,
I'll
so
make
I was
sure.
able to listen the whole time and kind
Today?
of just type in the chat. Yes,
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
It took me a long time. So I'm back home now. I was able to get back home to do the breakout room and pull out my dice. So
and where
you must be tired of hearing me talk, but at least you got it. And then Kate
fine.
recorded
Where
it.
was your appointment? Oh, she's gone already. Is she gone?
No, I'm here.